We have a whopping 21 plus hero changes that have now coming to For Honor. On top of that, we have an update on all the testing ground changes that we recently just went through, man. We have a bombshell of an update, and today I'm going to show you guys everything that happens so you guys can get straight into the game. What's going on YouTube, man? It's your boy TheTrueRawGaming. How to wrap it up for you, man. I don't sugar it for you. I'm gonna get it straight to you raw. Let's get into it. Starting off with the testing ground update we just went through, man. They talked about the feats, so that's all the hero feats for Centurion, Shinobi, Berserker, and PK. Those are also under review. They're going through the board and looking for approval from their higher ups to see if those are going to be put into the game, and they're looking at possibly making some new changes. They have not stated for a date on when these are going to be released and brought into the game, nor did they state if they're going to do another testing grounds. So for that, we're just in the dark. We're gonna have to wait. As far as the revenge changes, so all the revenge changes they did, as far as revenge will be built now upon how much damage you actually take. So if you take 50 damage from heavies from 2 different players, you will now get 50% revenge onto your bar. That is now being confirmed to be in the game now for the update. So that will be right when you play the game. As soon as you load up, you will now be seeing the new changes when it comes to those revenge changes. If you haven't heard, the new Orochi skin, yes, you heard that right, the new Orochi skin is here. You'll be able to purchase, and this went for more of a corrupted type of feel, something similar to Nobushi skin, because they confirmed that he is the son of Nobushi and Kensei, actually. So they kind of confirmed the theory that I had for a video that was going to come out in a few days, but they've pretty much confirmed that, so maybe I'll still do that. But this is a nice skin, actually. They put a lot of hard work into this, so I like this. I might actually put this on. And the last thing before we get into the meat and potatoes, they did change this point of the map, so they get rid of the divider and there are no spikes on that corner. I don't know if you guys would like that or not, but they said they got rid of it because there was a bug going around in that area, and I'm not sure what the bug was. I didn't experience anything. I don't remember seeing any clips of anything or heard anything in any Discord, so if you guys saw or heard anything, let me know. I personally didn't experience anything, so yeah. All right, now rolling into the meat and potatoes of the video, make sure you guys buckle up because these are a lot of changes. We're talking 21 plus changes. So starting with number 1, we have Lawbringer. Now the first one, they're going to reduce the lateral movement to allow the feints to like mix-ups to primarily work, because right now Lawbringer is phasing out of a lot of attacks and it looks like the attack would actually hit him, and they're going to reduce that, and this is actually going to bring him down a little bit as far as in the tier. He's in high tier, in the S tier, because he's already a good character. He's got good damage punishes, he's got really strong punishes from defense, and he also has that fucking annoying bash, and that now they have brought it down. And now he's still going to be really strong. This is just one aspect that makes him strong, but he should be a little bit more tolerable now. So now you will be able to feint your unblockable and go into a light, and it should catch him now pretty much every time he does it. Next up, we have Centurion. He's going to increase the forward movement when it comes to feigning his jab or his charge jab. This is that bash when he's in chain. So he does the light and you push X or you push square on your Xbox or your PlayStation controller, and it goes into the bash animation. You can actually feint that, and what this does is it actually allows you to no longer be able to roll away into a full roll and just negate the mix-up. If you're backstepping the entire time and then turn around and try to roll away, you will actually no longer be guard broken. He won't be able to reach you, and if he does, sometimes in some situations you'll just bounce off. So now in this situation, you will not be able to do that. That is no longer an option. The momentum has been pushed up a little bit more, so now if you do try that option, you will be caught 100% of the time. So you guys can now remove that from your toolkit when dealing with Centurion. Next up, we got BP, Black Prior, man. This guy is fucking annoying, and I'm kind of glad that they're getting rid of this, because this shit is annoying when you start doing these high level games. And what it is they're going to increase the GB vulnerability. So what it is when he's in stance, some players, most of the time, they're not doing a reaction. They're just making pretty good reads. They'll sit in the stance and you can't swing at them because you'll be flipped, obviously. And now what they would do is they would try to throw out the heavy unblockable from stance if you try to guard break. And because you tried to guard break, you would bounce off and you would also eat the unblockable. They would go right back into the stance again. So what this does, it's really fucking annoying, and it just will slow the game down. It's completely unhealthy for the game. But now with these changes, you're going to be able to guard break him if he does that option now. So it's going to make it a little bit less safe for him. Obviously, if you're just being stupid, you're just going to eat the unblockable. But this should make it a little bit more safer for playing on defense to try out that option now. Next up, we got Warlord. Warlord is one of those heroes. He's kind of played here and there, but there is one aspect that they wanted to get rid of. I'm surprised they didn't get rid of it earlier when they got rid of the other ones with the hit stuns and and stuff like that. So he has a wall splat, and when he grabs you from guard break and runs you into the wall, you used to be stunned and you would take a little bit of stamp damage. But now for this new changes, they will no longer be doing the stun, and they will no longer be taking your stamp as well. So feel how you feel about that for Warlord players. A lot of the other stuns in the game are pretty much gone now, so this shouldn't be too much different. The hero's still going to get his punish off. They explicitly made that clear that you still will get that heavy off. You just won't get the stun, and they'll still be able to see your attacks coming, and it won't drain stamina anymore. Next up, we got Highlander. I didn't realize a lot of players in the community struggle with Highlander, and this is a big reason of why this change has come. He's now reducing his damage from 15 to 13. He has been nicknamed the Lightlander. A lot of players in the community do not like Highlander due to the fact that he has very fast lights, and that he can just seemingly get a lot of damage off if you make the wrong reads. So because of that, they took a look at the data and took a look at the polls. They've now reduced the damage from 15 down to 13. Next up, we have Shaman. Now, what they're doing here is they want to reduce the stam cost on that bash. Now, right now, it is currently a whopping 20 stamina. That is a lot of stamina for a bash that has to end up going into zone, because that's what you're going to do when you get it. So this is costing a lot of stam to do this mix up, and what it does is in certain situations you're left with yeah, you got the guy bleeding, and you know you got some damage off, you got some pressure, but now you don't have really enough stamina to really go into mix. So what they did was they brought it down from 20 to 12, so now you can kind of spam this a little bit more. So now when you're loading up now, you might want to be looking out for this bash a little bit more. I know you used to just kind of have to not even worry about it because it doesn't do anything, but now you're gonna start seeing this bash be put out a little bit more. So this could also be a slight creep up in the meta for Shaman. Next up, we have another one, Jorm. My god, Jorm has gotten buffed actually. So the slamming damage will now do 30 from 26, a whopping 30 damage. Now they said their justification was because if you're playing teams, you can be interrupted out of it. They just wanted a little bit more payoff, a little bit more pressure, a little bit more fear and threat from the hero. Jorm players are gonna love this. If you're on MM and you're out here playing against a Jorm, you might want to watch out. You might want to watch. That shit's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt, man. Next up, we have Kensei. Kensei has now got actually a nice buff and a nice nerf. So right now, Kensei is gonna have 130 health now from 125, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but in most situations, you're gonna be able to survive that one extra light. That one extra light is gonna help you stall a little bit longer. That one extra light might be able to help you get that revenge that you were needing, that 1%. That one extra light might be able to help you pull that feed off that you want to use. And it's just going to be a really good situation for the 130. But now we have a 34 damage unblockable going down to 32. That has been what I've said for a long time, that is just too high. It's just entirely too high. For someone to have that high of damage and to have multiple options coming out of that, I mean, it's got to come down. I mean, I get it. That's his only thing he has is from that top. But at the same time, I mean, if you're playing teams and someone confirms that shit, that is, man, that's a lot of damage. 34. They did explicitly say that they are still going to be studying this later on to see how 32 performs, and I kind of think they might drop it even down to 30. I think 30 is where they're going to end up landing. 32 is still high, but I think that they're probably going to, 32 is still high. They're probably going to bring it down to 30. That's what I'm thinking. Next up, we have Orochi. Orochi, my god. So this guy's zone trajectory has now been lowered. He used to be able just to spam this zone. I know a lot of players are going to be pissed off about this. Orochi is a very popular hero pick around the community. Like, a lot of players play Orochi. I don't think there's anybody in the community who cannot play Orochi. And they said pretty much looking from the tournament players and how these tournaments reacted, a lot of these guys are doing this zone. It's just entirely too safe because you can zone and it's hitting a wider hitbox than it actually looks. On top of that, you're able to dodge cancel out of it. So if you're hitting everybody and you can dodge cancel out of it, they feel it's just a little bit too safe. So they're gonna match it to the actual animation now. So this is probably gonna be a lot lower. I'm gonna have to see this in game to see what it actually looks like, but this should be a lot more tolerable from Orochi. Another one, we have Kyoshin. So Kyoshin's Kaze light stances are now gonna be going down from 8 going down to 6. Now they said primarily this is for just certain situations where these guys are stacking up these Kaze stance attacks and then someone comes and throws something on top of it, just so it's a little bit lower than what it would be. Is this going to be a massive change? Probably not, but this is going to be a little. This is going to be one of those situations you can survive just a little bit longer if you're getting eaten up by a Kyoshin. So that would be a good change for those situations. Next up, we have Shaolin. Shaolin, man, they've been keeping their eyes on Shaolin for a while now, and they're starting to get to him too. So the 2 tap lights and the 3 tap lights, they now do 3 damage coming down from 4. The reason they did this, they said primarily they feel that you're just able to get too much damage off back to back to back without really having to do a whole lot of offense. Primarily looking at the heavy punishes. So if you're getting heavy punishes and you're doing those 2 taps and then you're going into a mix, they want to reduce that overall damage output from that one mix to have to make you do more mix-ups to get that damage, essentially. So this is going in tandem with the key stance lights now. So the key stance lights will do 14 damage down from 17, and this is all total because they want that mix from that 2 tap going into the stance and then probably getting off a 17 damage light was a little bit too much all from a heavy parry, and they don't want that. So they're gonna bring that down and to overall make the fight a little bit longer, basically. So Zhanhu. Not a lot of characters play Zhanhu, but the few that do, I guess they want to kind of bring this character up in the pick rate a little bit. So they're targeting this pick rate. So right now, Zhanhu has a superior block. A lot of people online call it a deflect. I'll call it a deflect so you guys understand what I'm saying, but it's actually called a superior block. So what you do is you dodge into the attack and you can press an attack. In this situation, if you finish with the heavy unblockable, they will now bring that damage up to a 30 damage unblockable. Now this attack is not guaranteed. I want to be very clear one more time. This attack is not guaranteed. It is incentivizing you to actually do it so it can be a threat. Most people do the light because it's guaranteed, but if you want to have that extra pressure, maybe you're in a team fight and you want to target swap that and hit someone else in the back and hit both of them for 30 damage, that could be a massive play. So that is what they're going here. They said they were targeting primarily the top, so I'm not sure if they're going to do all 3 sides. I would assume it is, but they did state they were primarily talking about the top. So when you go into the game, make sure you take a look at that and see what it's going to do. Next up, we have Pirate, everybody's favorite hero, Pirate. Fuck Pirate, dude. Oh my god. So for the front dodge unblockable, it's gonna come out a little bit later, and this is actually a good change. This is a good change. I'm gonna explain why. More for the higher level players. So what it is they're making it that way because when you would get let's say you throw a heavy out, right, and you get heavy parry, they would be able to get that unblockable, that dodge forward unblockable, guaranteed. And what they can do is they can use that and go straight into a second unblockable, in which majority of the players online aren't reacting to unblockables or dealing with unblockables very well. You can't dodge it. A lot of players online want to dodge out of it. So what I've been doing playing Pirate recently is just abusing the shit out of it, and now they're addressing it. So if you get parried, they won't be able to get that forward dodge unblockable anymore. Now they're gonna have to get their light, maybe a zone into it. And what they used to do is get that forward dodge unblockable and go straight into another blockable, and then you can't dodge because they're going to start fading guard break. You have to deal with the mix up. So they wanted to kind of get rid of that. I know it was annoying and a lot of people complained about it. I know a lot of people don't like Pirate, including me. So that is how they're going to change that. Next up, we have Hatun. Hatun was kind of in a good spot, but kind of not in a good spot. They're watching this hero. So right now they want the hero to be used a little bit more. They want more people to use it, but the hero is kind of hard to master. So they're doing little things here to kind of incentivize people to go try the hero out. And this is the zone. The zone now takes 20 stamina from 30. I play Hatun. You guys have seen my clips. Hatun is very like that zone costs a lot of stamina, a lot, just for it to be parried like 90% of the time. So now they're bringing it down from 20. They're bringing it down to 20. It's okay change. The pin into the light. So if you would get the stand, let's say you do an unblockable, right? You do that unblockable, it lands, you get the pin, and then you go into light. What you can do until you go into light is now going to do 10 damage instead of 9. So what they want you to do is they want you to use the light a little bit more. So if you use the light, you can actually chain into another attack. So you can do the light and go right into a dodge forward, soft feint that, go into another switch siding light. And there's a lot of options you can do to really keep that mix up going. So they want you to use this instead of any of the chain, because 99% of us are just doing the heavy to get that free damage anyway. Virtuosa, we are still going. Virtuosa side dodge attacks have now been put slower now, actually. So the reason they've done this is because I mean, they could have fixed anything, but they're starting with this. They're starting with this. This is the start. I'm pretty sure they're gonna look at something else here, but they're starting with the dodge attacks because they've gotten a lot of complaints that people cannot like deal with the dodge attacks. The dodge attacks are fast, but they're also a three-way sided attack where you can choose what side you want to go to, and they've explicitly made it clear that they're not going to get rid of the multiple side choosing, basically, because they said they want to give the options to choose what stance they go into. So now they're going to bring it to 600 ms, which should be genuinely reactable to at least block. So everybody now at this point should be able to at least block the attack when they do a dot attack. You should be pairing it, but at this point everybody should be able to block it. That is that. Next we have Conqueror. Conqueror's roll catch can now be delayed a little bit more. So right now he has a roll catch. It's okay. But they want to be able to really make you stick to that opponent. They really want you to really have to deal with the mix. And this is how they do it. They really allow you to delay it, and they give you a little bit more forward momentum so you can really stick to your opponent. Now this last one, this is the last. This is crazy. This is the last one, okay? Now all these characters that you see here listed, we have Jorm, Shino, Hatun, Shao, and Conk. All these guys' GB vulnerabilities have been changed. So what's going on is these 4 dodges were pretty much immortal from being GB out of. Now, I know Shaolin is very popular with his. Jorm is very popular with his. Shino is very popular with his as well. What you can do is you can dodge forward. Most of the time, it's very hard to react. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm doing a reacting on Guardbreak. I'm not. I'm doing sometimes on read. I don't use it that much, but Shaolin's probably use it the most, as well as Jorm's. You're not gonna guard break them because they're doing that move, and if you try to, you would just bounce off. So what some of these guys are doing at the highest level, they're just spamming it repetitively if they think you're gonna guard break. So if you do, you're gonna bounce off, you're gonna eat the full damage, and now you're into a chain mix up and you have to defend yourself, which is kind of bullshit. I kind of understand. So what they're doing is now they're making it where you can't just negate a guard break. So if you do this, be expected to be guard broken. I would say just start throwing out random guard breaks to kind of slow that down. Now that's especially going to make them stop doing it, especially those Jorms and those Shaolins. They have a bad habit of doing it. They've been getting away. They were getting away with this shit for years. So now you're going to really catch a lot of these guys with guard breaks until this starts getting caught up. So this is the changes, man. What do you guys think about the changes? What do you guys think about the revenge changes, man? Are these gonna be good? Are you guys scared to see the revenge changes? What do you think about these hero changes, man? Has your main been changed too much? How do you feel, man? Tell me what you think down below, man. I'll wrap it up for you. I'll distribute it for you. I'm gonna get a shit to you raw. Thank y'all for coming out.